Howdy everyone, it's me once again, the one and only Killer Rodan. So since it's the month of October, obviously I want to do lots of spooky stuff, type videos and whatnot. Granted, I probably would have done this anyway because horror is my favorite genre anyway. So here you are, I reckon. So alright, so I'm going to talk about one of these types of videos, which I haven't really talked about as often as I would like to. It's been a while, so I just want to keep in theme of Halloween. Some creature features, some weird shit, I guess you can say. So here we go, I guess. I don't mind making these types of videos. It's just been a good while. Okay, the type of video I'm referring to, as you can already guess yourself, is of course lost cinema. So when it comes to the theme of these types of videos, I'll be talking about movies that were supposed to have been made, but for one reason or another, something gets in the way, obviously. And this could be due to disagreements, maybe budget problems, maybe the cast and crew just keeps changing. Maybe different actors keeps coming in and out, different directors, creative differences, and maybe constant delayments. Whatever the case may be, there could be a cause for a short movie to be canceled, or maybe just put in the back burner for a good while. There could be a variety of different reasons as this could happen. Of course, yes, getting to the film industry. That's an entire process in itself. Just getting to the film industry can be pretty problematic. And don't take this the wrong way, because just because you got into the film industry, that right there doesn't mean you're already able to make your movie. And sometimes your vision doesn't get made at all. This doesn't mean you can't, it's just sometimes you won't. Maybe for the better or for worse, I don't know, it depends on the circumstance, I guess. It's just that unfortunately, it's a lot more harder than you think, of course, just putting it out there. So I'll just be diving this kind of a thing again, because this kind of a thing happens quite often, way more often than you would think, of course. It doesn't matter what the studio is, it doesn't matter the country of origin, it doesn't matter the director or script writer, it doesn't matter. This kind of thing happens to pretty much everyone when you think about it. Anyway, kaiju. That's the one I'm talking about. I'm be referring to one of the unmade Godzilla films that they wanted, the company, I mean Toho. So this is going to be a Toho feature related content kind of a thing, of course. And yeah, it's going to be conceived by this one director. And yeah, he was in Toho for quite a while, of course. And he was involved with projects, of course, with Toho, obviously. And he wanted to do the one Godzilla movie I just showed a moment ago. And he was going to be working with Tomi Tanaka. Tomi Tanaka was the individual who was behind all the Godzilla films up until 1995. But anyway, so yes, these two individuals were going to be doing a thing of this project, of course. And the director had stuff like done something like this one as well, which was, of course, highly successful. Which, yes, obviously really impressed the the Tobi Tanaka. So okay, so he impressed him quite well. Of course, the producer selected this individual that the director just showed you as the director of the next Godzilla film to be released in 1975. Yeah, this is going to be a 1975 release. So this was a public announcement kind of a thing with Toho being chosen the his director, and of course this was as as a basic story that was involved. Of course, had this giant starfish. Yeah, so this one was going to have a starfish kind of a creature. Of course, well, can't blame the movie for being creative. So a starfish type creature was going to be involved in the story right here, folks. And yes, obviously, going to cause havoc and whatnot. And this starfish creature was going to be living in the polluted ocean. The polluted ocean, of course, is a big no-no, obviously, because life needs water, of course. Anyway, and this also concerning the fact that Japan is surrounded with nothing but water. So there you go. So anyway, this polluted water is exposed by a variety of different things, of course, and that's affecting ecosystem, the environment. This triggers this abnormal effect in the water as the sea creature, of course, causing its body to undergo this violent transformation kind of a thing. So, yes, obviously, mutating into this gigantic monster, and the beast goes on the attack until it eventually confronts Godzilla, who will battle it, of course, and just cause a bunch of havoc, of course, as you can guess yourself. So, anyway, this was the idea here. Okay, I mean, yes, it's not really much to go on, really. I mean, yes, a film similar to this was done, a film similar to it was done before. But anyway, once on Simon, that one director showed earlier, began working on another installment for the Godzilla series, like his first film I showed before. He wanted to have the next installment to have a strong message against pollution, of course, because it was a big problem, I suppose. For this entry, he envisioned not an alien this time, but like an Earth related creature that would be horribly mutated after being exposed to pollution. I guess he wanted to do something that's a bit more realistic. I mean, I'm not saying that there aren't any aliens, but he wanted to make an Earth creature, of course. As a series of Godzilla films went on, they keep, when I say they, I mean the people who made these films, keep involving aliens, and then more aliens. It just came it was a trending thing at the time, of course. Not just with Godzilla films, but with other features, of course. I guess, yes, sci-fi was pretty popular, so I guess this time around, this director wanted something to do more earthbound kind of a thing. I guess seemed to make it seem more, I guess, not too far-fetched or anything. I guess not something too over the top is more important to. Anyway, for this, he envisioned this kind of a thing that would come up, of course. This led to having a starfish, a giant mutated starfish, transform into a giant beast of a monster. One that would eventually challenge Godzilla, of course, obviously. So there was that, of course. And yeah, that was definitely going to be a thing here, folks, and whatnot. So there's that. And anyway, story wise, like I was saying, folks, there's not really much I can say plot wise when it comes to it. That's about it, really. I'm pretty sure military would have been involved somehow when it comes to the human characters, but to what extent, I'm not sure. And what kind of human characters outside from the military would have been involved in the story? Again, I'm not too sure either. This didn't really go much into production all that much, unfortunately. But that's about it. Really, when it comes to this and behind the scenes kind of thing. However, the one director I just showed you earlier scrapped the idea and started coming up with a different concept that uh, we'll just have a different rematch really for his other feature instead. So if anything, he didn't like this idea. He didn't feel like it was going to be good enough. I guess I don't know. I guess he was just unpleased with it. Really, I guess he was not feeling it. He was not feeling the idea here. I guess in other words, so it just came off as though he didn't really have mass faith in it. I reckon that's how it's coming off anyway. So anyway, he just got the idea, I guess, and just left it at that. And just so you know, there was no real concept art for this. There was no real concept art whatsoever. So how the creature would have looked like is anybody's guess. I don't know. Is anybody's guess how this creature would have looked like? And it was going to this story was going to take place in an original continuity of the Godzilla films, in the Showa era Godzilla films. The Showa era Godzilla film was going to be a different thing in this continuity anyway. But that's the kind of thing, though. During the 1970s, there was going to be a decline in ticket sales when it comes to these movies. And yes, I guess people were becoming less interested in watching these, I suppose. So, and not a lot of people were want to see these kinds of movies. So yes, I know. Yes, obviously these during the 1960s and 70s, of course, were the golden era of these types of movies, of course. But the interest from the public eventually died down. I'm not trying to suggest that that's what caused the director to change his mind. Maybe it was, perhaps it was, but for whatever reason, that could be part of it, I suppose. I'm guessing here. Either way, he didn't have faith in the project. I guess he wasn't too happy with it exactly. So he wanted to do a sequel to his Godzilla film that he already worked on, which was Godzilla's Hedra, by the way. He wanted to do a movie on that, really, but he never got to do that one either, come to think of it. But anyway, it just seemed like it could have been good, maybe. Of course, you're gonna need some serious retweaking, some serious, I guess, work because there's not much I can go off when it comes to plot. I'm not sure who the human characters will be involved, as mentioned earlier. I'm not quite sure what kind of characters, human characters exactly. I'm pretty sure there's going to be some human drama. But what does that mean exactly? Like, what kind of human drama I wouldn't have here? Like something to do with the hippies, maybe? I don't know. It just you can just take an educated guess on your own on that. So I'm not sure to what extent the human characters are going to be involved. Some ways, of course. What kind of characters? I'm not sure. There's not a whole lot can go on really on top of this, really, unfortunately. But anyway, it just seemed like it could have been a good thing, maybe. So yes, this could have been something crazy, perhaps, I guess. And I'm pretty sure that the individuals involved in this project would have come up with something creative, I suppose. But yeah, folks, that's about it, really. I'm gonna just wrap things up here. So there's not much else can go on, really. There's no concept art as we were saying for the creature, so how this creature would have looked is you could just have an educated guess, I suppose. Anyway, that'll be it, folks. So I do appreciate anyone for watching, of course. You just hear me ramble on about stuff. I'm using this for my Halloween-a-thon, of course, to talk about some creature, giant monsters, or whatever. And of course, I haven't talked about one of these kinds of videos anyway. I'm going to use an excuse to talk about that. And also an excuse to talk about some to do with giant monsters I haven't done in a while. Anyway, that'll be it for now, folks. So, as always, thanks for watching and take care. Until next time, see ya. Oh, yeah, later.